Rare treat, Saturday at John's. Been a while. Yeah, we got rained out. Gotta do something. You asked about my batteries. Look at these batteries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The old style, sort of.
Now they're 14 volt.
Used to mine around 12.
Can't believe I went off without extra batteries and no charger. I meant to do that. But I think I did replace the battery, get a fresh one in it. It's up so high I gotta stand on a box. No chatters. Make sure to get them super chats in, or you can go to Stunt and do the support button. So I get it instantly. I hate to keep asking, but it costs me so much money.
Yeah, the stuff is not cheap. By all means.
Just that little rub in there helps the bottom here. Need some more rubbing there. I can hear it.
Oh, yeah. You can tell.
That little gun's either on or off. Oh, yeah.
That's on one.
There's the one you need to run it on.
That's two.
That's slower.
That's faster.
You want to see what mine does? Watch. This is one. Now this is two.
No. That's entirely too fast.
I've never held it on two because I think it will smoke the pad off.
You'll be doing some damage.
Did you guys pay attention to what happened to me out at the field today? While tightening the prop, a blade came off in my hand, a wood prop. That's spooky.
Yes, that was pretty spooky.
You got about 5 times too much compound.
This isn't rubbing compound, it's a wax. I'm not even gonna put a rub on it.
And I'm going to put some new finish on mine. I flew my classic airplane today too.
You what?
I should have flown my classic airplane today too.
Yeah, that'll be the first one that you fly. You enter classic.
Don't let me forget to clean off my contacts in there.
Yeah.
It's working now.
Yeah, you just dropped it. It gave good contact right now. You may have a couple of your blue towels.
This airplane was painted here.
Yes, it was. It was painted right here. I'm not mistaken. That's
But the shine was given in St. Louis.
right. That's all elbow grease.
Would have been so much easier to spray shine it.
Yeah.
Let's see if they said anything. Nope. Nobody has said anything. 3 thumbs up, 5 watchers though. Most everybody be traveling to the Nats.
Yeah, that could be. That very well could be.
You need more towels?
I will here in a minute.
Take that roll over there. I brought 4 or 5 rolls with me.
I've got some out in the garage.
It don't matter.
Nothing you throw that stuff up.
What?
That orange new finish stuff.
You want that? Here it is.
Might as well try some of it while I'm at it. Let me get this off of here.
I think that new finish does a fine job. No buffing,
Well, that's what they say.
but you can't help yourself.
You gotta wipe it off.
Good stuff, it's poisonous.
Yeah.
Biodegradable, non-toxic, safe for the environment means it doesn't work. Simple as that. I bought Cleus McFarland's Sam's spray.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money.
Ain't good, man.
Give it $25.
How much did Cletus make off that?
I don't know. I'm willing to try anything. You know what works good on these? Never dull.
Never dull. Never tried that.
Wadding, you know.
Yeah. I know these food cloths work better than about damn near and contains absolutely no wax.
Shines good though.
Wash and dry, shake well, apply with a damp cloth. One section at a time, let dry to haze and wipe off with clean soft cloth.
Look at all the killer shit on the back.
Yeah,
Ingredients.
keep out of reach of children. Contains petroleum distillants.
I think the same shit that's in finessets in it because it smells pretty close.
Does it? I don't have any finesses. I need to get some of that stuff because it does work.
Gonna be beautiful. Give it a chance to dry. Huh?
Yeah. This wing could really use some more serious buffing. Just, it's sort of too late to.
Too late to start buffing?
Yeah.
Well, I gave mine a little touch up. Takes a year to get it buffed out. For real.
Oh, yeah. Long time.
Every time you go fly it, you rub it.
Yeah, it depends on how much dedication that you have to your finish. Cause it can definitely take it out of you. Did you try buffing that stuff with a buffer?
No.
Doesn't say it to you.
It says wipe it off.
Well, if it's anything like the old stuff that I had, they'll wipe off real easy.
It comes off easy. Shinier already, I can see it. What do you think?
Oh, it's shinier, yeah. Shinier than what? I don't know. But
Shinier than it was.
and it was the way it was at the end of last year.
This is ultimate compound. I didn't bring no finesse. Man, I come unprepared.
Ain't like you.
I was just excited to get out the door. What do you think of that stuff?
I've used it before. I had a bottle of it and I don't know where it got to. I must have used it up. I didn't use it on the airplane, I used it on the cars. It's working all right. I mean, I can't really complain about it. They're gonna shine. These fingerprints real easy.
I need to see about steaming these dents out here. There's a bunch of them there. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Hanger rash, it just jumps on it.
About as good as it's gonna get. Where's your iron?
Bottom box, top drawer.
Not there. Oh, wait a minute. And there it is. You got two of them.
The black one is better than the,
This one?
yeah.
Hanger 9. What do I do for? What am I gonna do for plug-in? There we go. Turn it wide open.
Yeah.
She's on high. I can see I needed to detail that some more. Oh well. If they're looking at that, they're standing too close.
I'm not gonna get enough points to make up for my bad flying. So.
Yeah, me neither. Just going this year to have fun. Where's the new finish?
It's over there on the other side.
Of course.
That's the opposite side that you came around on. Have it any other way, would you? See what I need.
Okay, Captain Day, so I guess the first, yeah, been watching and listening while loading 12 gauge trap loads. Always a toss up between listening to your reruns or NCIS or JAG. Yeah, I used to work with Captain Dave with him.
Yeah. Need a half-inch wrench.
Okay, let's put some of this slickum on there. Well, you can smell the gasoline in this, can't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That puppy is tight.
I'm glad I checked it too.
Wasn't tight?
Oh, it was tight. It was tight.
Man, you can smell the gas in there. Phew.
Petroleum scintillates. It would behoove you to check your engine bolts and all that stuff.
Oh, they're tight.
Alright.
They're tight. Okay, we need a paper towel with some water on it. See if we can't raise these dents. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Again, I'm sure that I've shown this. Okay, I have, I don't know, it looks like, I don't know what the heck it is. There's 1, 2, 3. Of course, you know, sometimes the wood just sinks.
Yeah, I can. I do agree with that.
So you get a paper towel, got the iron going, you get a paper towel. We'll set it over this. Get some moisture going there. And hopefully this iron's super hot. Not really. Oh yeah. And ironed it out. And it's raising them a little.
That old steam are working.
Be kind of careful because you can burn your paint pretty easy. It's coming. Well, they're better. I don't think I'm going to get them all the way out. John's got a couple on the nose of his airplane. Huh. Yeah, it's not perfect, but maybe we need some more water on this thing. Make some more steam. Make some more steam. It is better than it was, but There we go. That's what it was, needed more water. Heat was okay, but needed more steam. About got it all out. Now if we can do your noses good. Wow, got that all out.
This puck's measuring 4 at the number 7 slot.
What's it at the tip?
12. Can't really get it. Like 4 and if I go all the way up to where it hits the metal, that's at 12. Let's go to 13. I'll go to 13. Still won't go far enough. There you go. It's at least pushing. It's over 6.
It's got absolutely no drive. Not gonna get it much better than that. Not without repainting it.
Well, they both pitch different at the tip. One's got a lot more pitch than the other does.
Well, that's about as good as I'm gonna get it.
I can't. For the life of me, I can't get its pitch up enough. It's over 5.5 at the tip. That's at 14. That's off the scale.
Well, it has no drive at all. I guess put the number 7 at 5.
Yeah, I picked it up.
You could hear it. The engine was like freewheeling.
Yeah.
There was no load on it at all.
Yeah, it didn't have, there's, like I said, no drive. And if the tech was reading right,
It was 10,000.
yeah, you really had no drive. And 2,000 RPM difference. block.
I got one right there too. Not having any wax in it, it sure shines good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it almost gives it a little bit of a wet look.
Yeah. That's what you need to compete with spray shine. You got your pads down here? Your buffing pads?
Yeah,
Let me have a white one, would you? Please.
one on it. One on mine.
No, I want to use my gun. Just give me a white pad.
Peel this one off.
There's wax on it though. I want a dry one. Clean. So buff this stuff off with. See if it does anything.
Well, it's even the white pads have some kind of abrasion.
We had to have abrasion, but I didn't want any other chemicals
Yeah.
on there so I can get a correct bearing on what it does.
Well, I just rubbed this stuff off my hand and it.
I can't tell. Doesn't really do anything different. If you guys are looking to buff paint, these blue towels are the best. They beat microfiber by far.
Yeah, that is a fact. And not a regular paper towel either. They're
You know, they'll scratch it. This has got to be these blue Scott Mechanics towels. Spot right here. Trouble spot. There's one over there too, I think. Got to think about these checkerboards. You get one checkerboard shining, and the one next to it, oh shit, it's not shiny enough.
Yeah. Yeah. This is still on high.
Yeah. What the hell's that noise?
I'm trying to get around there somehow. To the nose of my airplane. Hot spot though.
Okay, going by.
Still not enough room.
Well, the hotspot's charged anyway. And it's reloaded today, all by itself. What a place to have one of them buggers on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Right where everybody looks at it. Next year, the World Championships will be live streamed. So, if you're a junior, I would suggest, just a suggestion, that you enter and go to Houston for the team trials. And if nothing else, just fly around level and you'll make it into the World Championships. That's how Samantha got in, right? More water. Mine didn't all the way come out, but it got considerably better. I mean, I suppose if I worked at it some more, I could get some more out of it. They're not a 1/16 of an inch deep anyway. How does the steam penetrate the paint into the wood to steam the dents out?
The heat does it, not the steam per se.
The heat basically heats up underneath the paint. This, heats the paint and it just kind of swells up like a balloon.
The steam just sort of keeps it from burning the paint.
Yeah. However, if you get a steam kettle and you get it going on the stove, you can take your airplane and steam the warp out of a wing. I don't even care if it's a foam wing. I can steam a 2x4. But you got to have, this is low steam. You got to have superheated steam off a tea kettle. And I mean, you got to get it rolling. I need to do a steam demo. But I don't have any, I don't build any warps in my wings.
Yeah, there's a big difference between. I think that this is just too
dented.
dented.
Keep working at it, because mine, I thought, same with mine.
Yeah, let it cool down a little bit. Shrink up some. Almost like the coverings dented enough to make the covering let loose a little bit.
The ideal thing to do would be to tape that black stripe off, smooth in some green, and shoot some black on it.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do that the day before.
You could do it. You just,
Pouring down rain.
yeah. Got the retarder.
Yeah, I got retarder, all right.
You paint it out in the garage, and real quick you grab it and bring it downstairs.
We painted them stuff like that before. Especially if it's cold out. I don't think that's coming out. It's breaking. I don't think it's gonna do it.
I don't hear it pissing, so you need to keep it moving. Or else you'll burn it. You coming?
Nope.
Yeah, let me get a crack at it. It ain't gonna all come out, but we get it out some.
It's still pretty bad.
You know what? It's up instead of down.
Yeah.
The
It's like it
paper
dented it enough that it separated the paper from the wood.
Yeah.
So that'd have to be sanded down to bare wood, another patch of tissue paper put in there, and then smoothie shit on it. And
I don't know. If it was me, I'd take a razor blade and pick that out, smooth the shit on there, tape this off, and shoot it, and that'd be it.
I'm not gonna worry about it. That's gonna be me.
Okay.
It is what it is. What am I gonna get? 17 points?
That depends.
16. No matter what I get, it ain't gonna be enough to help me. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'll fix that afterwards, you know. I got some time to think with it.
This airplane needs some little touch-ups here and there still. I thought I got them all, but now that I'm going over everything, you know, you just can't get them all.
No. And we're not, it's not like we're putting paint on them. There isn't any paint going on.
There's only 1 quart of paint on each one of these airplanes. That's it.
You need this anymore? I'm on.
Nope. We tell people that 1 quart of paint, they do not believe it.
Yeah, well, it's on air, it's published.
The shine comes from elbow grease. I don't know how I won the concourse last year. You must have felt sorry for me.
Well, you want it though, that's all that matters. You got the big trophy.
Only took 25 years to do it.
Well, just think about it this way, it's taking people forever and they still never won it.
Yeah, that's true too.
If you want it bad enough, you gotta go for it. You know, if that's what you want. Some people just don't care enough. You know, really, you know, if you really get down to brass tacks about the whole thing, it only works for the top 5, maybe 10 guys. They're the only ones that's battling score-wise 1 point apart or 2 points apart from each other. Everybody else is battling 10 or 15 points. So it pays to have a nice looking airplane, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, a 17-pointer, you're 3 points down from 20. And that guy that tried for 20 might have an 80-ounce airplane, flies like a turd. You know, so yeah, so he won concourse. Didn't do him any good.
Yeah, Gene Martin.
You know, you can go out here and you can take a pen and put 100,000 panel lines on there and stuff with every little pop rivet and all that stuff. You still might only get 15 points. You know, the more you put on there, the more screwing up can be done too, you know.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. Just like Grunderson or whatever that guy, the red airplane.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful airplane, but there's nothing on it.
Yeah, it lacks a little bit.
Lacked a little pizzazz. See, I need a buff right there. Looks like I sanded, but it didn't buff. Sanded, but didn't buff right here. Hello, Bruce, or yeah, Henry from California. What happened to all the chat messages? They disappeared. YouTube's at it again.
Yep. Being censored.
It was Captain Dave put a bunch of chat messages on there and they're gone. Captain Dave, you need one of these for your motor. Well, you don't have the motorcycles no more. Hey, if you're one of my moderators and you took down some chat, let me know. If you're one of the chatters and took it down, let me know. I don't care that if you take your chat down. I just want to know if YouTube's messing with me. Because that ain't right. Take away the messages. You guys don't think they're censoring, you're sadly mistaken. I should have done the gold leaf letters on this airplane too. Next one.
Wanna go the extra mile, are you?
Next airplane. I got them on my classic. Just remember this, you guys that watch me paint them gold leaf letters on the Monado. You know, it was not the correct way to do it, but it did win the concourse, so it must not look bad. It was the easy way to do it, so that anybody could do gold leaf letters.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly the right way. Well, you didn't use legitimate sizing.
I didn't paint it on with a brush, and I didn't use sizing. I used dope, and I used stencils, and that's not how it's supposed to be done. And there was I got a lot of thumbs down because I did it that way. But you know what? Too bad. Let's see. Emilio, buenos tardes. Yep, they did. Gone into the cloud. Probably my comment on reloading. YouTube bot sensors aren't friendly to that. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you using on that? Finesse it, or are you using this orange stuff?
For what? Rubbing?
Have you polished? Are you polishing yet, or are you still rubbing?
I rubbed some with this stuff here. Bottom is polished out. I need to get some more of this shit. This thing's almost empty. I did not bring any finesses. Captain Dave, you need one of these from Bruce, if that's your Snap-on, man. This one here, Snap-on, it's pretty pricey. It's $5 1/4. The batteries are $100 a piece. But man, they work. John's got one there that does the job. It's Harbor Freight. What was it? $6.60?
$79 for the buffer, and then you got to buy batteries for it and a charger. Got 130, 140.
Hey Dave, if you know anybody who wants to buy my twin cam tools, you know, bearing support, and I'm going to sell all that stuff. I ain't working on motorcycles no more. You know, fork cartridge tool. I know you got all that stuff. But okay, where's the new car finish there? Did you put that on there yet? New car?
Yeah, but I just took it all off because I just rubbed this area out some more.
Oh, you didn't get it all off.
No, put some of it on. For some reason, this is a little dull out here. Probably needs another good sanding and
2 more coats of clear.
yeah. I'm not gonna do. Just make it the best we can. And
That's what you gotta do. I mean, his airplane, this one is at 62 and his is at 64. Now the line size regulation is no more, but you want to try to keep it as light as you can. And with 1 quart of paint, that's about the least amount of paint you can use and have it respectable.
you can go on There's been a lot of videos made showing the amount of paint. Now, I'm sure some guys just don't believe they're behind the scenes, you're doing something else. Nope. Ain't happening.
Because there's guys that put gallons of paint, I'm not kidding, gallons of paint that don't come out with a finish like this.
Yeah, you can literally get this.
Now it's 1 quart of paint and 2 gallons of thinner.
Yeah, you can have all that thinner that you want. Don't get any more solids.
And that tinting of the clear really helps too, because by the time you're ready to spray the base color on the airplane, it doesn't take anything. I mean, a couple of ounces is all. A couple fluid ounces of paint. You're staining that dark grain all the way from the beginning to the final color. And that helps a lot.
This airplane's got 1 coat of white paint on it.
Yeah.
One coat.
Half pint. That's it. Now there is a difference. You're not going to do that with Brodak paint.
No.
You're going to have, if you use Brodak paint, you're going to have to use 2 quarts. I mean, the Brodak paint's really low in pigment, really low. But the Randolph that's from Wick's Aircraft has really high pigment. Now, Wendy used to decant his color. Don't do that. It takes the binder out.
Yeah, but that was the reason why he did it, was so that it covered better. You know, it left you with nothing but all the solids.
I gave all my HD special tools to Gary Duckworth in Maryville. I'd get one to use inside to polish the barrels. Yeah, they were good. John, your model is beautiful.
Thank you.
20 appearance points for this one.
It's got some flaws in it.
What do we use to connect the flying wires? This it's a clip that looks like this. It comes from, I think it's deep sea fishing lure connectors. They're a spring loaded job. Pretty stout, stainless steel.
Come in different sizes. I think the ones that we got are rated at 50 pounds.
80.
Are they 80s?
Yeah.
80 a pair or 80 individual?
80 each. I know I pulled them over 100.
Well, yeah, I know that. I personally saw that one. Was standing right there.
And them guys, what we're talking about is, see, the model has to pull 10 times its weight. So if it's 60 ounces, it pulls 35 pounds. Or something, I'd have to figure it out. But anyway, I think I was supposed to pull 31 pounds. And they kept stacking the weight on it, stacking the weight. I mean, they put all the weight on the damn thing, on this pull test machine. I said, is that how you guys want to play? No problem. Now, the guy was standing on the pull test machine with all the weight on it, and I gave it a jerk and drug the machine about 5 foot. It pissed me off. Gotcha. The connectors can't remember. Yeah, those were slider connectors. They were no good. These models here really pull, and them slider connectors can open up. Those were done by Perfect and Vico.
Yeah. And they were fishing local stuff too.
I don't know how much Traxler weighs, but it's got to be what, 150, 180?
Yeah, at that time, he probably weighed 180.
I jerked him, the machine, and all the weights 5 foot.
His eyes got as big as dinner plates.
Go ahead, stack it all on there, asshole. Shit.
That was a bad year.
Yeah.
Really was a bad year overall.
This stuff's got so much petroleum in it burns my eyes.
Oh yeah, it's rampant down here. There's a lot of little flaws.
Yeah. The bad thing about it is the guys that judge this stuff, unless you're Charlie Reeves or Jim Lynch, can't do it.
Yeah. Probably not.
Got no idea what it takes to make them look this good.
Yeah, this is just a short abbreviated version. I don't have as much work into this plane as you got into that one by all means. I could have got any time in.
I know I've got over 100 hours rubbing. Yeah, we almost got it though. We're getting there. Just put this baby in the car and set it out on. I'll fly the Classic tomorrow. Wait till after appearance judging to fly. I don't want to go through this again in the motel.
No, you don't want to do that. Not if you can help it.
Oh shoot! I got this. It's a good thing I didn't get a flight. I got the spinner on wrong. We were out at the field. I don't know that I told you about it, John. We're out at the field and this engine wouldn't start. One of the guys there, you guys know who it is, Dan McAtee on the forum.
Yeah.
Says, I'll go get my starter. I'll put a starter on it. This nose cone is carbon fiber. It weighs 7 grams. It's paper thin. It looks like it would, if you put a starter on this, it'd burn it right off.
Oh yeah, probably break. It's really to the point of being fragile.
The thing that got me today, that prop coming off of my hand, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that's
In my 60 years of flying, I've never had that happen. And in 60 years, how many times have I done that?
I've never seen it done ever.
Right, I've never seen it.
I mean, I had one that broke on me one time. It was a BY&O prop, but I think I had hit it real hard, and it had a crack in it.
Yeah.
And so when I went to do something with it, it went ahead and broke off. But I sort of figured out that's what I had done. But you didn't do anything to that one.
Nope.
Take it out of the box and put it on the airplane.
Now, granted, I tightened the crap out of them.
Yeah.
You know, got a ratchet on there and got some leverage, but shit, there's no reason that that blade should have got. I'm just thinking, God, if I'd have been standing to the side of that and that would have hit me. And then my airplane would be destroyed. If you've ever seen a prop strike,
Not pretty.
I can't remember that guy's name. He had the crossfire, the white crossfire at the Nats. Him and his wife come. Red, white, and blue crossfire. Anyway,
Where's he from?
back east somewhere, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So he builds deer. I mean, it was, looked like it came off Hunt's bench. One of them deals, you know.
Okay.
But his wife let it go, and it had a prop strike, and the blade flew off that propeller, and within 1/2 lap, the airplane exploded into 1,000 pieces.
They will too. They'll shake themselves right apart. Shake, shake, shake. Pretty amazing.
Confetti fell down from the sky, like it was hit by a RPG or something.
Yeah. Nothing to do but to go over there and suffer.
Yeah, well, when you're in the Midwest, I don't get to start flying good till September, and then
Hell no.
by the time I start flying good, it's time to hang them up.
Yeah. And that's if you're lucky that they even have enough contests to go to.
Well, I fly all the time, try
You
to.
can, but still, I think you get your best practice and stuff in competition.
Yeah, I bear down more.
Yeah.
When I lived here in Dayton, I lived closer to the field, and I flew less because I had that job from sun up to sundown.
Yeah. That was sort of a pain in the ass.
You just don't feel like flying at the end of the day. This is a new finish. Don't light a match.
Oh, heaven forbid, down here you can smell petroleum in the air.
I don't know what's in that shit, but whatever it is, it works good.
Is that petroleum distillates?
Yeah, they were a double loop slider. It looked like a bobby hairpin on each end with a slider in the middle. And well, you probably got one around here, don't you? I don't have any of them. I've thrown them all away.
You mean a Hello Kitty clip?
No, the ones that we used to use when we were kids. Them
Yeah.
them perfect line slider clips. Yeah, I got clips on these airplanes.
Right here's one.
Captain Dave, this is the clip right here. These are dangerous. These are junk. This little thing slides in the middle here. Opens up like that.
I can't find a fishing swivel where I show him my fishing swivel.
Yeah, he knows what a fishing swivel is.
Regular swivel.
And then it slides back. These are no good.
But what we use now is sort of like that.
No.
That's a homemade one. You know.
Well, that's for hard point.
Well, no, this is a squeeze. The kind we use is just homemade.
No.
Doesn't have all the little extra curves and stuff in it.
Now this is a whole nother story. And
Dave flew mostly with 35s.
This is a Hello Kitty clip, basically.
Yeah, here's another clip that we use these today still. These are called Hello Kitties. They go on a hard point handle. This spring goes this way, I guess. This spring slides over. But on these Hello Kitties, you don't never take off your handle, so I don't care for these either.
No, me neither. They're really sort of heavy. They're big. They're awkward.
You only use those on the handle. You don't use them on the airplane.
Right. They come in different lengths, where you can change your line length. With
You
them.
make them in different lengths.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can buy them. I mean, Tom Morris was selling a kit of them. It's got like 8 of them in the kit, and there was 4 different sizes.
I don't like them because you can't get a precise adjustment. Because I can move my handle
Well, yeah,
5/1000ths of an inch.
you could make those things. They're made on a nut.
I know. I had one.
So whatever the thread of the nut is,
Yeah.
you could go infinite adjustment on them, but they're hard to make. They are sort of tough to make and make them accurate.
And out at the field, when you want a quick adjustment, you got to stop and make one.
Oh yeah, you got to have enough. Like Bill's handles, he's got little brass pieces on there that are all different lengths.
Right.
That are real fine to one another. 64th of an inch difference in the hole. So you can get pretty fine adjustment on those.
Plus, he also has a screw thing on the back to move the bar this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, you can move the bar forward, back, give you one little tilt to it.
But there's no finer handle than a Kaz handle. And we're going to have to start making those because there's no more Kaz.
Well, if you like cable handles, some guys just do not like cable handles. But that's the best made cable handle I've ever seen, and bar none.
Yeah, they were 28,000 yen.
Yeah, it's $60 or something.
100. $2,800. They were as much as a fuel tank.
Okay. All right. Well, there was $100.
But as I've stated before, and as Captain Dave will justify, this is a cheap hobby compared to Harleys or dragsters or racing or
Or
whatever.
golf, or just about any of them out there. And if you're not out on the golf course, you're down in the basement building on an airplane. You know, you're out practicing for flying. There's a lot to it. A lot of self-satisfaction when you build your own airplane get a set of plans, or you draw it out on a piece of paper or napkin, whatever, and you build the thing from scratch, and then you paint it all up, and you go out and it flies good. There's a satisfaction that's just sort of hard to explain.
You got to know fluid dynamics, engineering, drafting, painting,
Carpentry,
cabinet making.
engine running, so you got to be mechanical.
And with the carbon parts, you got to be, a composite engineer.
Yeah, if you want to make your own stuff. Which none of that stuff is hard. The hard thing is buying the materials.
Now, John has made his own wheels on the lathe over there. So, to fill the void, these start out like this. To fill the void of no tires, John's made his own tires. That's why I like that.
Right here.
Yeah. That's why I like that modeler from Italy with the quarter scale Ferrari.
Yeah.
I wanted the music. No one couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford the music. So
Yeah.
I made the car.
Yeah.
Engine and everything.
Even the tires. He made cast the tires.
Cast the tires.
The gearbox, it's got
That was
fuel
a
injection.
V10 engine or something?
V12.
Was it a V12?
Fuel injected V12. The little tiny tachometer worked. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
The key worked.
The gearbox worked.
Yeah, if you were small enough, you could drive the damn thing. Look it up on the internet. It's quarter scale Ferrari. I wanted to hear the music.
He's something right here on this trailing edge. Looks like there's dirt or something on it that needs to be cleaned off.
You get it?
Now, it might have to take some alcohol to it or something. It's brown. See right there where the flap ends, like in that white stripe?
You got any white paint? That's wood.
Not down here.
Yeah, that's wood. Forget it. That's where the tape pulled off the paint. We're not gonna get that. If they get it looking that close, fuck them.
Somebody will look that close, but oh well. Like I said, my airplane looks fine. It suits my fancy. It's better than what I need because I don't fly to its looks or ability.
Now, believe it or not, this airplane and that airplane are the same airplane.
Yeah, they are.
I know.
They really are. It's the exact same airplane. The fin is a little bit different, but that's it. It's the same airplane. Canopy location might be a little different. Of course, you got a double canopy, and I got a painted on
Turtle deck.
deck canopy. But yeah, it's the same airplane.
Different dress.
Yeah. Same numbers, except mine's a little bit longer. It's about a half an inch longer, I think. Can't remember. I can't remember.
16 and a quarter, I think.
Yeah, 16 and a quarter. $17 and a half.
It's 3/4 of an inch. Is that right?
Yeah. 3/4 of an inch difference on tail movement arm, but the stab and elevator's the same size. The wing, the flaps
Yeah, all the percentages are the same.
are the same.
Dave flew with a Fox Stunt, K&B, and a Super Tiger.
Yep, had every one of them. Still have every one of them.
How about the You Really? We do not use a You Really.
No.
Everything's not much feel, yeah. And And then Jonathan Carrata says, "Hi guys." From the land where the toilet water swirls the other way.
Swirls the opposite direction. From down under.
If you guys think that's bullshit, look for the Coriolis effect on Ecuador. There's a gal that does a demonstration, a kid, with a sink. And they got a sink on this side of on the northern side of the equator. And they put water in it and a leaf, and it goes around this way. They walk 3 feet over to the other side of the equator. They put water in it, pull a plug, and the water goes around the other way.
Yep, it sure does. I've watched that before.
Yeah.
Some kid does that,
Some panhandler kid.
Yeah. Look at this. Pay me $5 and
Yeah.
I don't blame him. He's out there being an entrepreneur. He's making money.
Yeah.
He's working. Pretty funny.
That's because the magnetic poles go like that.
Yeah, that's one thing about this hobby is that we have a lot in common with the RC guys, more than what meets the eye. Because the airframe and everything and how they're made is really
Identical.
the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is the control system.
Right.
That is the only difference.
Except for nowadays the RC guys just buy them out of foam and fly them and crash them and throw them away and get a new one.
Yeah. Yank the radio out of them and go buy another new airplane.
Now the RC guys of yesteryear, with the Formula 40s, those were not carbon, they were fiberglass.
Well, they were fiberglass, I think, to begin with. Now they're all carbon.
Yeah, they're nice.
Planes, they're built, they're top quality, state of the art, everything.
I think they do them in a wind tunnel even.
You could take one of those wings and put the wing tips on each side up on bricks, and you could stand in the center of that wing and it won't bow.
Yeah.
Like a 150-pound man can stand in the middle of that wing and not bow it. That's some serious strength.
Yep.
But when you're doing 150 or 40 or however fast they go, and they're turning turns as hard as they can, the G loads on that's got to be phenomenal.
I don't think that these would take it 150
No, they won't take
and turn like that knife edge.
No, ain't no way. They'd fold up like a cheap suit.
I think we do about 5 Gs.
Probably in the real tight turn.
Bottom of the hourglass.
Maybe.
It depends how.
Depends on how heavy the airplane is,
No.
How many G's it's going to pull.
No?
Or it actually pulls in that turn. The heavier the airplane, the more G's you're going to pull for the same turn.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you got a 75-ounce airplane and you're pulling a 4-foot corner
750 pounds.
at minimum, if you got a 40-ounce airplane,
It's 400 pounds.
so and a big difference. But all that stuff nobody can expect to produce this airplane the first probably 10 years that you're playing around with these things.
No. It'll take you at least 10 years to get where you can build an airplane like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't expect to go out there and learn how to build, how to finish, how to fly even for that matter in your first 10 years. Now you can get pretty good. I'm not saying you can't get pretty good, and maybe you got some other natural talents, but like any sport, the guys that are on that professional baseball team or football team or basketball team or whatever, those first stringers, the main guys that go out, they also have a natural talent
Right.
that they were born with, that most guys practice and practice and practice and practice and practice to try to attain some of that stuff that guy was just flat born with. You know, he's got super fast reflexes, really great eyesight, you know, and most of us are old and fat and need glasses and
This is an old man's hobby now. It used to be a kid's hobby. Now it's an old man's hobby.
well, it's about all in the airplane world outside of RC that we can keep up with as you get older. I mean, we've seen guys in their 90s still flying control line airplanes.
Yeah, West Dick.
A lot of them, West Dick, he's not the only one. Carl Dodge, he's up there and he's still flying speed planes. Not the real fast speed planes, but he's still flying speed planes.
Count Clipper. Yeah, that was a combat plane.
Yeah, the Count Clipper.
Let's see. Well, the RC foamies, Provolus down here, all sweet, hard, outside and soft, spongy. Come on. Why didn't this thing stay up so I can read the damn thing? Yes, monoline is used for speed, Dave.
In certain events of speed, yes.
The magnesium pan was by Harder.
Yeah.
I have one magnesium pan left for a half A, brand new in the package. That's worth some money.
It's worse than bucks. Yeah, I mean, by flying half A speed, not too many people flying half A speed. There's no half A engines that'll do it.
No, you got to make
I
them.
mean, you gotta make them. I mean, you got some half A combat motors that come close, but they still need to be breathed on.
Yeah, Nelson ain't working on that. Henry does the Quickie 40s. He's made these engines. The guy who made speed engines made our engines. The PAs.
Yeah, he also worked on some Foxes to make a Fox speed engine.
Yeah.
And that was, according to his wife, was he didn't want to be in the house when he was down there working on it. I heard words I'd never heard before come from that basement.
Well, there's nothing left in it. It's Fox. It's just the case.
Yeah, and the case is so thin already that you got to mill it out to where it's aluminum foil to do anything because it's so close to that already to begin with. So
There's shit metal too.
yeah.
I don't know why guys liked Foxes. I never ran them things. They're junk.
That's what I learned on. Well, Coxes to begin with, and then Foxes after that. Fox 35 they were cheap.
So was McCoy.
They were everywhere. Well, I think it's a state thing. Like where I was at, all you ever heard of was Foxes. I didn't hear McCoys till I went to New York. You know, but around where I grew up at, it was a Fox 35.
I burn up many McCoys, not knowing what I know now. They would
me with Foxes flying in baseball lots and landing in the sand and getting sand in the engine and just taking a squeeze bulb of fuel and flip it right back over again.
I used cocked glow fuel in some of mine. I mean, there's
man.
not enough oil in it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me. You know, my mom and dad had the hobby shop. Yeah, I need some fuel. KNB. Was it Missile Mist?
Missile Mist. Yeah.
In a McCoy. You know, if I knew what I know now, I got a quart of Technoplate or.
Yeah, that stuff's about 25% nitro or 30% nitro and no oil.
Right.
Not enough oil anyway.
They always wore out really quick. I had fun.
Oh yeah, you get your ringmaster and a Fox 35 was the thing to do. And I bet you I had 200 of those
Oh yeah.
things over the time. 200 ringmasters and Fox 35s in them. It was so easy to put together. You could throw a ringmaster together in an evening, cover it the next day, go flying the third day.
If somebody doesn't buy my G2135, brand new in the box. I'm going to build a ringmaster and put it on there like I had in the Navy.
Yeah, that'll screw you in the ground.
Bought a wiffle ball, buried a wiffle ball in the fuselage, and that G2135 8.8 torpedo prop.
Yeah.
That fucker screamed, boy.
I wouldn't be running a tornado prop nowadays. They're so old that they're sort of scary.
Yeah,
They're real scary.
APC sells 8.8.
Yeah. You have to go with something new. All those props are so old that they're brittle and the plastic is dried out on
Well,
them.
they were brittle when they were new because we used to boil them and keep them from throwing
Pretty
blades
bold,
off.
You gotta keep them from breaking. The yellow ones, the white ones, all of them.
All of
them. Every one of them.
Yeah, they're all junk.
But once you boiled them though, you could fly them straight into the ground. All they do is bend a little bit.
Yeah.
Bend them right back.
Yeah, that's right.
So you gotta tell me what you want to do with this prop over here.
Pitch it at 4 or pitch it at 5, 4.5, whatever. Gotta have more pitch. Gotta have more drive.
It's already more pitch at the tips and they don't match. I can't pitch it at the tips.
Whatever.
I can't even read it. Put it that way.
Well, pitch it to 4, 5, I guess, all the way down.
Because look, I can put this on here. Let's say 13. And run this. It's all the way up against this cutout.
Right? Yeah, well,
And it's not far enough.
well, pitch it this way. Turn it down. What is it? There's 4.5 right there.
Let's see. You're right here. In the second to the last column.
Okay, pitch it right there. Twist it down. Twist it up. I obviously made a mistake. I gotta have some more drive. Maybe I'll sand some undercamber in it. But I could hear that engine freewheeling.
You want a 4 at the tip?
4 at the tip and 5 in the middle or whatever.
Well,
Well, it's less than 4 now. It's where are we at there?
7.
7 is at 4.
Right at 4.
I just
And it's pretty much the same on both sides, but I can't. This is a 13.
see it's less than 3 at the tip.
Yeah.
That's why I don't drive. Run
We need to bring that up just at the tip.
right. Just hit it to 4. Could you hear it freewheeling?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was like running in gear, floating the valves.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded
That's
like.
really, really what it did sound like. And it spinning like hell, not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was doing, all right. I had a twister thing at one time I made. Let me look over here in my box.
Let's see. Yeah, John's going to the Nats. We're leaving in the morning. Sold a Cox rear rotary 20 years ago for $110 to a guy in Canada. Yeah. I got one TD left. I got a G2135 left, and I got a C35 Super Tiger left. And shit, I got a half a dozen Mercos, 49s and 61s. And Merkles run exactly like a Super Tiger 60, but they're an ounce heavier, and they have no muffler lugs. Back in the day, back in the late 60s, a lot of guys were running Merkles. Of course, a lot of guys were running Greenhead 45s too. Torpedoes.
Need something to grab hold of that would be twisted.
Make a little flap tweaker.
So I'm just gonna use 2 pieces of metal and hold on to it. But what I wanna do is
You got enough Z-epoxy down there? Is that when we bought out the Z-epoxy?
yeah, that's back when you couldn't get it. Some of it's finishing resin, some of it's 5 minutes, some of it's 15 minutes.
And here's a Q-tip. Alcohol will do my tack. Let's see, red is 91, yeah. Get out there to the field, and my tack's reading 10,000, 15,000, 40,000. I don't know, it was jumping all over, and then it quit working 100%. And when I think the batteries were dead. And I think it had a dirty contact. I'm gonna have so many problems at the nets this year anyway. I better try to get these things fixed now.
Yeah, very well could have a lot of problems with them. Seems like that's where everything shows up at.
Yep. I see what's wrong. It's lost its little metal thing. Maybe. No. I'll get an X-Acto blade and pry that up. Or scalpel. There we go. There we go.
is it working?
Yep. We got 330, 1980, 3720, 3900 on RPM on the light. 60 hertz. 0. I bet you didn't know that when you put these up to an incandescent bulb, it should run 60 RPM. It's the frequency of the light. Sit out there, it wouldn't do nothing. Huh?
Need something better than that to twist that with.
Grab with some pliers.
Yeah, they leave marks in that one. Work.
I got a pair of plastic coated front pliers, but I didn't use them.
I don't know if this thing will fit the bottom
Was that a rev counter? It's a tachometer, yeah. That's two blade. We're running 3,700 RPM on a 3,800 RPM on the fluorescent lights. Three blade, we're running 2460, 2480. All it reads is the cycles. As things go past the shutter, I guess it's infrared. That's 13.
That's what I want. As far out as you can really get.
I guess it's the last 2 inches of the prop that give it the drive, right?
Yeah. I'm acting like the hub isn't.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this, that thing you got it screwed to ain't square.
This?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
no, turn it around to the other side.
What, you mean like that?
Yep, and then turn the plate around.
It's squared off the mill when I milled it.
It don't look square from here. I mean, it ain't out much, but
It's square. What I'm saying is if it's flat on this, and this is flat on here, and that's parallel,
see, it's not touching. You turn that around.
it wasn't touching when I turned it around either. You see what I mean? This is a blade I'd worked on already.
Right.
This is a blade I hadn't worked on already. You see, it's touching. Why is it doing that?
Not touching. Just twist it down to the angle.
It seems like the hub on the prop
You got one of them Jim Lee.
isn't level. Yeah, in that drawer,
where these things came out, where the heat gun came out of.
These are nose rings. I'm talking about something to square the top of. Be pretty easy to make one.
Look in one of them drawers under that lathe. Probably be in this other side.
Did you make it or is it Jim Lee's?
No, I made one. I don't have any Jim Lee's. Something like, well,
That's for 1/4 inch. There's one for 5/16.
I might not have one for 5/16. It'd be aluminum if it was any kind of metal. What size is this one?
I think this is one here. You put it
It
in,
needs a bolt in it, right?
huh? No, you just put this in a drill, put sandpaper on this, stick that in there and square it up. I think you probably use that for this. Sandpaper's worn out, but did you already twist this thing?
Yeah, I tried to twist it. I don't know how well it ever did on it.
It almost fits in there perfect. It's a little tight.
Is that the, one of these is metric and one of them's standard.
This is the prop we made right there. Carbon fiber. I got the mold at home. I'm gonna make some more of these if I can get it to work. Danny took a sanding block and sanded the lumps off of this thing.
Yeah. Problem is, I don't have a hole punch. Big enough for that.
All you need is a piece of 5/16 brass tubing. Tap it.
Yeah, right. I never have what I need when it comes time
To need it.
to need it.
There we go. Doesn't look like it's not square though. It doesn't matter. Look at that. When you put it down on there, it's square.
Okay.
Isn't it?
If you're happy with it, and maybe off a little teeny bit.
That's the front. That don't matter.
Well, they should be parallel with one another. Yeah, that's pretty square. I probably don't have a piece of plastic.
It don't matter because it's square enough. So
Put it on there and see what you think. Might need, I think it needs more.
more what?
Or on one of the blades.
Well, if you think it needs more, put it on there. This is all an experiment. See, I never did anything out here on the end of the tip. I just, station 7 is all I worried about.
Make a big difference at the tip. You want to use this. This is a spot. If you're uncomfortable using that thing, I'm telling you, it's square and parallel, but and it's wider base than that, so it's sort of easier to use.
Well, whatever. If you think it's right, it's right. I mean,
That's what I use on all mine. So
see, the way that I was taught how to use this thing, turn it upside down. Yep. You let that go until it touches right there like that, and we're at station 13. That's 4.5.
okay, now flip the prop around the other way.
We got 6.5. Should be up.
Should be up in here.
Down, right there. Right, that's weird.
See what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it's like it's.
it's like this pin's running through here at an angle or something. Is that what it seems like? That's how it seems like it is to me.
No. Let me see that little thing there. Yeah. This is holding the blade up off the thing. We'll try this one here.
It shouldn't be. All this shit should be parallel.
This is the hub. It should be, but it's not. Okay, so now we're on just the hub. And at 13, we got 4.5. And this side we got 5, 5.5.
Well, then you need to de-pitch this now. Right?
Be down, stop.
It's actually pretty level with it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's close enough. Don't you think?
Yeah. To me, that's in the ballpark, but I can't understand.
This part of the blade right here,
See, this is flat. This should still, this doesn't stick out further than that.
yes it does. This was resting on the,
I mean, I know what you're trying to say. I have seen blades that are like that. They had a big swoop
yep,
in these things, and it,
see, it's touching there and not touching.
it doesn't matter as long as it's touching there and there and there in all three places.
You're not getting what I'm saying. You put this on the belt sander and sand that off right there. Except there's no need to.
I mean, if that's doing it, then when you put your spinner ring on there and it runs out here, the spinner ring's gonna make it run off the back plate, the spinner. See what I mean? Because all this should be flat.
Let me see your calipers. We got 450 thousandths on that edge. $445, well, maybe it's not right. 445 there. Yeah, they're about the same. I don't know, it just looks to me like this edge right here is rubbing on this bracket. See? You see how it is right there? But now you turn it this way. Yeah,
Well,
it
it
is.
runs in there like that. That's how it should
I know,
be
but
on
look,
there.
it's rocking right on that blade right there.
Yeah, I see that now. That's telling me there must be a high point in there.
Yeah.
Because this is done in the middle. So
Right.
this is square and parallel.
You know, I think it's close. You did put more pitch in the tips, right?
Well, I pitched them to 4.5.
Okay, well, and they were at what?
They were
3 something?
3.5.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just go with that. I mean, all I can do is try it.
Try it and we can repitch it again or whatever. But
See, it's been hot here. See the twist marks in
well,
it?
that's where you heated it up before.
Right.
I didn't heat up in here in the
I did.
7 spot.
I did them right there to get it to pitch to 4.
So it was under 4 then to begin with.
Right,
And it was supposed to be a 4-pitch prop.
right.
Well, see, that's because all these props are made from the center of this blade, not from the bottom. So when they say it's 4-pitch, it's 4-pitch from dead center of that blade, the thickness of that blade.
Yeah,
And so whenever you take a prop and you put it on a pitch gauge, you'll always pitch less than what they advertise on it because it's not
pitching from the same spot in the blade.
Right.
So if you could take a profile view of that and look at the aerodynamic shape of that
It's a center line of the
prop,
wing.
it's the center line of the wing,
Yeah.
the little wing.
This looks like it should work. I
And
mean,
then when you start looking at Phelps entry and all that stuff, boy, then you can really get in way over your head.
yeah, Randy was trying to tell me how to sand some Phillips
Phillips
Phillips.
or whatever it's called.
entry into it, and I go, oh, is that front to back, side to side, or what?
Well, that's changing.
The leading edge angle.
It's changing this angle right here.
Yeah.
So if you sand it like that, you get more bite. If you sand it flatter, you get less bite. But it don't take much. I mean, you can, on a wood prop, you can take like 2 swipes with the sandpaper and it'll completely change the way that prop works. And I've got somewhere I fiddled around with that. And
Well, I know that prop works at 8,300, 5.2. I know that for a fact. I wish the tack would have worked today. I could have proved it. But this prop here, we had it at 10,000.
well, I don't think that was right either. I don't think it was reading it or something. Because it wouldn't be tacking my 3-blade prop at 8,000 and tack a 2-blade prop at 10,000. So it must have been, halfway between a 3 and a 4-blade or a 2 and a 4-blade or something like that, and sort of off a little bit. But we always know it's only a guideline.
Right.
It's not a definitive answer, Playing around the pitch on those things, if you had 4 or 5 of them, you'd come down here in the basement, you'd balance them all up, and you'd pitch them all a little bit different.
Well, see, I'm trying to get one to work so I can make another mold and make.
But that doesn't mean it'll work out of the mold.
Well, I hope so.
But you still got a good prop that you can still pitch.
Right. So this was the first one, and this was the prototype. Remember, this had a big lump here.
Yeah.
And Danny said, "Give me that prop," and
And
he ground the lumps off.
Yeah.
So now that's a stunt prop. So okay, great. So now we got a stunt prop that doesn't work. So I got to make it work and then remold this prop. Got to fill the voids. Got a couple
You
voids.
got to primer the shit out of it and
Right.
get it all nice and smooth and good looking and everything.
I'm thinking it needs some undercamber in it. Now I got one prop. I don't know. I don't think I brought it. It's got some serious undercamber.
Is that a whatchamacallit prop?
Winchip built it.
It's a Danny prop?
Yeah, and it's
But
beautiful.
it's taken after somebody else did those props
This is beautiful. I mean,
way back. Who was it? Began with
Jerry Phelps.
Phelps.
It's not a Phelps. It's not a Phelps copy. This is a Danny prop, and it's beautiful. It's so stiff. You'd swear to God it was steel, and it's so smooth and shiny.
Yeah, but does it bite too much? Because undercamber props have a tendency to have too much.
I haven't
bite.
tried it because it's a 6-pitch, so I can try it on a Super Tiger.
Yeah.
But on this, no, I'm not. It's a 13.6,
Yeah.
super undercamber, and I mean it's got. It's,
Yeah, well, see, it might eat up so much horsepower that you couldn't even run it.
I don't know, but it's a beautiful prop. I mean, it's typical Danny craftsmanship.
Yeah, this needs to be thinned out too, some more.
Yeah. Sand on it. And
Only sand on this side. So that everybody knows you only sand on this side. You don't ever sand on this side.
that you can put undercamber in it.
This'll change your pitch. This will not change your pitch. Unless you sand this trailing edge off enough to make the blade not as wide. And that's not necessarily gonna change the pitch.
What this started out as was a Zohr electric propeller. I don't know why you couldn't run a Zohr electric on a gas motor, except for they're kind of flimsy.
They don't take the heating.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, it is it. It's just 14.4. You see the lumps in it right there, the high spots. Well, this are two props are exactly the same. You measure that on the pitch gauge and make it like that. See if it does the same thing. Because I'd like to use this prop, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Now, the prop I've got on there now is a Zohr, same pitch, same diameter, but a gas prop, and the hub is twice as big.
Now see, this prop's sitting flat on that plate.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Alexander. Does it act the same?
See, this is about, that one's about a 5 at the tip.
I'll make this one just like that one.
This is a 4.5 on one blade and a 5 on the other.
Well, it's just like this started out, right?
It's, no, I redone it, it's close.
Here, make this one just like that one. Because that's what I'm shooting for.
Well, I don't understand why this prop sets doesn't if you run a long ways, but if you run it short ways, it does rock a little bit, and it shouldn't. Because those blades actually stick down a little bit below that.
That's what I was saying.
It's a weird. I had some props that were like that. They're like a racing prop or something.
You know the blade's not going to come off of that one unless you hit the ground with it.
Right. See this bladeless face. See the.
He sanded the thing off. We could sand the front some more.
That's 4.5 right there.
And that's what that is?
Yeah.
See, the Nationals is not really a place to be prop tested.
No. Not in the least. Man, they're really close, Sparky.
Okay, well, yeah.
4.5. That blade's like the pencil line, like one of these lines more pitch than the other side.
That's fine. And it was 3.5 when you started?
Yeah, it was under. It's like 4.5 now.
Okay, so this
Well,
should,
one of them is true 4.5, and one's 4.5 in a line.
that's fine. So this should work now.
You should. And some of these newfangled blades. See, they not only have this big hump here, this hump
Right,
sticks down.
right. That's what I was saying, trying to get across to you.
It doesn't seem right, because if you put a spinner on there and it goes out to this point, the back plate, then this is going to rock or bend the back plate to the spinner
It did that,
to
yeah.
seat. So what I say is that needs to be on a piece of glass with sandpaper on it and sand that to where all this stuff comes down even.
Like this.
Exactly.
I do it to the other side too.
Don't get so overzealous, because you got to make sure that it's still, your tips are still the same distance off the.
They're not. Where's your? The calipers. Need to see that other propeller too, to see if, because it was molded. Come on. Why won't it work here? What am I trying to do? Oh, there we go. Look at how much difference.
Yeah.
So that means one of the big blades is bent.
Yeah, that or this isn't.
It's parallel. Let me see that blade.
Well, it wouldn't be parallel.
That looks straight on there. Yep, that one's right. This one. This one needs to be bent down. Let's heat this up and bend it down. That had to be when I pitched it in the center and moved it.
I think your hairdryer thing gets hotter than this one does.
It's the same.
I know, but I think it gets hotter for some reason.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, it'll burn the shit out of you. Go in there and hold it and run it in some cold water.
Yeah. Turn on, well, I'll turn on the water.
Prop voodoo.
What?
Prop voodoo.
Yeah. Well, I knew there was something wrong when it sounded like the valves were floating.
Well, yeah, it didn't have enough pitch. We knew that, but
That's better.
I mean, if the blades aren't tracking in line with one another, that makes a big difference too. You can hear a flutter from that.
Didn't it sound like valve float to you?
Yeah. Oh, now see, you're 100% better now.
Check the pitch. Prop voodoo, yeah. Yeah, props, planes are looking good. 6 watchers and 9 thumbs up in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
This is 5. Doesn't matter what I do, it's 5.
I'll set up your little clamps.
Here, just run the hairdryer right in your hair.
If we can make that prop work, I bet you I can sell them.
Well, you know, all these props, you gotta tweak on them. You gotta sand on them, tweak on them, and all that stuff. And half the time, they don't even come finished.
Well, I wanna do like, Brian Ether does, I don't wanna finish them, I just wanna sell them to you and you finish them. But I wanna start out with something that works.
Well, that way you got a good base. It's about these things are a pain in the ass. Still gotta tweak this down a little bit more.
We're gonna have a couple of days practice though, right? Still?
Monday evening,
Why just the evening?
cause you got N30 and Classic and all
Yeah,
that.
but they're in the grass.
You're flying Classic and you're filming that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll fly it and film it, but we'll go over and practice. I mean, I need to get an airplane that works. We got 10 likes. I would sell landing gear and bell cranks before props. There are too many variables in props. No money, $40 each, waste of time. That was Craig that said that. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Danny's landing gear mold and start making some landing gear.
Okay. Now we're about right. It's a line, it's like I said, a line.
That's no big deal. I want to make some of them spinners, and Medusa spinners. You good?
Yeah, I think that's as close as we're gonna get on it without. It would be nice to have some kind of a jig that you could set it in and then tweak it and lock it down and then heat it and then just let it cool in the jig. That's sort of how I was trying to do the ones that I did. You really got that hot, didn't you?
Yeah.
Of course, that's pretty thick right there too. So. You're right. How bad did that change?
me a pen. Felt it. It looks pretty close, but who knows? Of course, it didn't write.
Try this one.
I got it. Right on the money. Well. That much off, about 16. That's how much off it is. Close enough.
I don't think that's gonna hurt you. Now, if it was a quarter of an inch or a heavy eighth or something like that, I might think about it. That's like a pencil line.
Let me see, where's that 80 grit? Beats that. I'm gonna sand these ripples out of it.
That's not 80. Here's a 150 or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna need a balancer.
You gotta take the dust off of it too, because the dust weighs.
What are these things?
Well, it depends on what you need. Evidently, I needed them for something, so. What I had was a real thin prop
Like this one,
that those two would touch in the center before they seated.
like this one. But what I did with mine is I just sanded off the end. That ain't gonna work. Nope. Put this on the belt sander and sand the 1/8 inch off each one.
Well, I don't want to sand the 1/8 inch. Then I guess if I got something with a small hole in it.
It'd have to be a real small hole.
How much does it lack? And there, an 1/8 of an inch, isn't it?
How about that 5/16 tubing you had?
I didn't have a piece of 5/16.
It's a little smaller than 5/16, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it fits in here.
See if that fits in there.
Yep. Not perfect, but it'll be close enough. Not a press fit, but give me an idea.
See, one of those might be 5/16 OD, so it slides inside the prop.
It ain't, I don't think. Nope, bigger. Bigger. Like 3/8. Bigger. We'll sand some under timber in it.
Well, that's basically what you do when you.
Still heavy.
Need about 40 grit paper. It takes me a long time, man. I'm started messing with my props, and I can plan on 2 or 3 hours down here for a couple props.
Need to get that girl from Culver Props to do it. I'm gonna go down and see her. See if she's got any beechwood. Now it's going back the other way. That's good.
Flip the prop over and put the blade on the opposite side of the balancer. You see, this is what this is telling you is you got a heavy hub. You know what I mean? That one side of that hub is heavier than the other side of the hub because the prop sort of balances. But this sort of drags low a little bit. That means this is a little bit heavy right here on this side. And if you can do it vertically, that tells you even better if it's a heavy hub. And when you're getting to that point that you're doing hub balancing and stuff like that, it's probably overkill.
I think it's close enough as is, to be honest with you.
Not in there, Tom. You can breathe on that thing and it'll go hog wild.
Yeah, that blade's heavier.
good.
Close enough.
It should stay wherever. If this is true balance and the blades are balanced, not just horizontal, you should be able to put it like that and it stays like that, or put it like that and it stays like that.
But it don't, so.
This is heavy on one side. It doesn't affect you the way
Right.
you think it does. And it's so close that, I mean, this thing, you breathe on this thing and it changes. You know, you can move it, just breathing in the same room. It was down here and Barb kept running in and out on me. It was just her walking by that was creating. I see it's showing both blades are heavy. You see that?
Yeah.
That's because one of these sides of this hub is heavy. And I bet you it's this other side that's heavy. This side is heavy. It's the only way.
We need that girl from Culver. Fix it.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Anna.
You guys want to watch propeller making? Look up Culver Props, and you'll see a girl. She's about 40. She took over her grandfather's prop making business. She makes real airplane propellers. She's good. She's in Sykeston, Missouri. I'm gonna go see her. That's close.
You're not going to get any closer than that. You can sit here and mess around with that for hours.
Close enough. I just want it to have some drive. And it should have some drive now, going from 3.5 to 4.
I wouldn't use that prop this week unless you got enough time.
Monday we'll try it. Or after appearance we'll try it. I know that propeller works. Except you got to run the propeller that you're judged with.
I don't think you do. I don't think propellers are
Oh yeah.
involved in that. Well, I guess if you got a painted propeller or something like that, and it's all pretty, you got to run that prop. So I guess, yeah, you're probably right.
If they're whining about me not flying after winning the concourse, somebody gonna whine about, he doesn't use a propeller he just judged with. Yeah, I'm using an uglier propeller. How about that?
There you go. You could put on a real pretty painted one for that. And okay, it's bullshit.
A bunch of old fart crybabies.
And nothing better to do.
Get a life.
Well, appearance judging. Didn't that stem back to kitty built or daddy built planes?
What? Appearance point?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, originally it was because the daddies were building airplanes and they were real pretty and all that stuff, and the younger kids couldn't compete.
They still did it. They're still doing it. Daddy built.
Yeah.
So if they're doing it now, did they do it in the 60s?
Hell yeah, they did it.
Oh yeah, these two that we're talking about.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah. It's being done.
I don't hear no whining about them.
You can't prove anything. You know, is the thing. You cannot prove anything. So why even bring it up?
These look pretty close to the same now.
Yeah, they're pretty close to the same.
If APC props weren't so goofy looking, we could make some APC carbons, but I hate the way they look. And they're so wide at the hub.
Well, you lose. They make it wide there because you lose efficiency because you don't have a disc area. You know, so if you make the blade wider, you maintain.
Rev ups are like this. They're narrow at the hub and wide at the tip.
Yeah, but a third out, a third of the length out is where they start their widest point. You know, so you get out from behind the spinner, and I mean the disc area right here, right up against the spinner, an inch within the spinner, you don't have any kind of a propulsion.
Right, so why have it wide? There's nothing going on there.
Well, there is something going on there, but to make it as efficient as the tip, you'd have to make that part right there, you know, that frickin' wide. I have seen airplane propellers that were like that. Heck, they were 3 times bigger here, you know, like that big.
Huh.
And they come down here and they cut down, and then they went up like that. They were plastic. They were for something. Can't remember what it was. Free flight or something. I mean, everything's been done with props that can be done, probably.
The best guy with props is Billy.
Them old timers would have sandpaper and a spoke shave and or a scraper, you know what a metal
Yeah.
wood scraper, and they would scrape them things in the field.
Well, this propeller today proved to me no bite. I mean, because it was screaming its guts out.
Yeah, 10,000 RPM, screaming its guts out. I think that's probably pretty accurate on RPM. That 3-pitch prop.
No, it was set on 2-blade. I'm telling you, I had it set on 2-blade.
I'm not saying you made a mistake. I'm saying the tack wasn't where it needed to be at. It was in between or something, you know.
Because when it unloaded, it was screaming and it wasn't going nowhere. 5.7.
5.8, 5.9.
Or was it slower than that? 6.7.
No, it was 5 something. You were faster than 6, but it was right at 6.
It was nowhere near that I would even try a loop.
No, it was right at 6.
And I had 7 minutes of round and round and round and round.
No. Live and learn. Play with props. It would be nice though if you actually had 5 or 6 of them things and you could set up somewhere and spend a day. And it'd take you about a day if you had 5 or 6 of those. It'd take you all day to go through and pitch them all different.
I guess I'll just make another one out of the same mold. If this doesn't work, I mean, we can dick with it, but can't really do nothing at the field.
No, well, you got that power inverter. If it was strong enough to run a heat gun,
No way. Power inverter is 1100 watts, and this is what, 1400? No, 1000 watts. So it would run that.
I mean, that's all you need. A glass of water, bottle of glass of water, and that where you can cool it off in it. And make changes faster.
I got that generator too, but I think it's only 600 watts. But I do have a 1000 watt inverter, or 1100 watt inverter. I was gonna just hardwire it into my car.
A lot of people do that. They mount it up underneath the glove box.
Yeah.
Heart rate, and that's sort of a small inverter. A lot of guys get a bigger one where they can run a couple drills or something.
Chainsaw.
Like that. You know, a skill saw and a drill if they need to.
Well, that's what I got.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, it's fine. It works. You got a bigger one in the trailer there, don't you?
No, that's the one
Oh,
out of
that
the
is the
trailer.
one in the trailer.
I want to make my trailer a pack out so that it's ready to go. All I gotta do is hook up to it and going. You're ready to go to the meet. I'm thinking about putting an awning on one side. And a window.
So
I can sleep in there.
So you can sleep in there. What you need to do is box in the back door to where it's screened. You know, make it to where it's the same size as the doors that's on there, but you can leave them closed and open these doors up around it. And then you just half of that you could go in and out, like half of it. You don't need to make it with a door in the middle.
That trailer is so small. I mean, it's only 4 foot by 8 foot. That's the footprint.
Well, what size is that bed you've been sleeping on upstairs there? 4 foot by 8 foot, probably. You know, if you hung everything, if you had a hanger for everything, you didn't have to travel with it like that. But when it comes bedtime, you could hang your airplanes on the wall and sleep down the center of it.
Leave the airplanes in the car.
Or stick them up underneath the trailer in the evening or something, you know.
The reason why that hub is heavy is look at the difference here. There's more on this side. Wasn't finished off. Should have sanded it on the.
It needs to be. That hole has to be true to the prop.
Right. Well, it's as true as the original one was.
Well, the original came with a 1/4-inch hole, and this is a bigger hole. So that means something got drilled out somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't real accurate in a drill press or a milling machine or something like that, then it could be off. And there was a company that made a fixture that went over your props, and it would put that hole exactly in the center of the prop.
Yeah.
And then you could drill it out and bush it, and it would be square and parallel and all that stuff with the main body of the prop. And I can't remember who it was that did that. See, even this prop is a little fat on the tips. Although this wood one that I got didn't.
I need to make a dyno is what I need to do. Put a fish scale on the tail wheel. Get a known good prop like this one I got on here and see how many pounds it pulls. And then swap the propeller without changing the needle and see if it pulls more or less.
Right.
And then pitch it until it pulls the same or slightly less or whatever, which way you want to go. And that way you wouldn't have to fly it to see if it was going to work. You could put it on that fish scale and, you know, because you can't tell. Yeah, it's pulling really hard. And
Well, you could just have an electric motor that powered the prop. Because
yeah,
you're checking the prop, you're not checking the engine.
right.
You know, so you could just have a 60 size electric engine and battery pack on the thing.
It's a
And
good idea.
That would stay static that way.
I got one.
You know, needle valve wouldn't change, it would take out all the variables.
You put the motor on a slide
Yeah. With a scale.
with a scale. Set it to whatever RPM. You know, 9,500.
Well, that could change too. I mean, if you got a 9-inch prop on there, or if you got a 15-inch prop on there, you'd want different, but you could vary it up and down with your
Speed controller.
speed controller. So,
Good idea. I'm going to do that.
but you want everything with ball bearings.
Yeah.
You know, you want to try to get everything as frictionless as you can. Now, you're always going to have friction, but
And then when I'll start it, I'll pull it off the bench and fly into the wall. Bam!
leave the C clamps loose and hit the battery up.
Yeah.
Watch that thing zip across the garage. I've seen people do that where they had a vise and an engine in a vise on the workbench and fire it up, and all of a sudden it starts moving around and they don't know where to go or what to do. Well, the first thing to do is never count on a vise or C clamps to hold your engine.
Yeah, really.
Never. It should always be mounted in a proper test stand. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, this is getting closer. It was way off. What time is it?
5:30. Time we start thinking about dinner.
All right, guys. I guess that's going to do it for Saturday at John's. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's going to be a while before we get back to Saturday at John's.
Yeah, well, it's going to be sporadic at best.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we're still going to try to do something, or a Saturday at Dan's, or which Saturday at John's might turn out to be a Saturday at Dan's on maybe a little more regular basis, but it's still a long haul.
Yeah.
You know, for Sparky, what is it? 3.5 hours to
Danny's house.
Danny's house. I'm probably, if you say it's on the other side of Indianapolis, I'm probably at close to 3 hours
2. It takes 2.
from here to get to Danny's house.
Yeah, about an hour and 50 minutes to go from here to there. It's not bad. You know, instead of making a right, go to Muncie, just right on through Indy, and on the other side of Indy by the FedEx airport.
Yeah.
It's outside of town on the other side of Indianapolis going west.
Yeah, well, let's get us some dinner. Or think about getting us some dinner.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We didn't, we accomplished a little, but I mean, just bullshit.
We got you started on something that you may not want to delve into.
Yeah. Let's see if anybody said anything. Yeah, Craig says 20 lightweight spinners would be great. Yeah, they would be if I could make them.
Yeah, there.
All right. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Toodles.